Okay, I think it's that time. 5:15. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the July 2025 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. My name is Kelly Donovan. I'm the chair of this board. For those of you who've never attended one of our meetings, I'll quickly explain how the meeting is conducted. First, we'll ask the applicant to approach the microphone over there, state your name and address for the record, and then discuss your project or request for variance. The floor will then be open for anyone who'd like to speak in favor or against the proposed project. Once everyone's had an opportunity to speak, the public hearing will be officially closed and no new testimony can be taken. After the public hearings have been held, the board will deliberate and make a decision on each case. We'll usually do it case by case. We used to in the past batch them. It works a lot better. You're welcome to stay through the deliberations, but again, no public input is permitted unless we ask you for it. For those applicants who wish not to stay through the deliberations, planning department staff will be available tomorrow with the board's decisions. Zoning Board of Appeals is a 5-member board. Tonight we have 3 members present, and that constitutes a quorum. I will now call the roll. Mr. Mazzo.
Present.
Mr. Landers.
Present.
Ms. Rezanetti and Ms. Bucci are excused, and Mr. Donovan is present. Did you guys get a chance to look at the minutes from last meeting?
Yes,
How'd they look to you? They looked pretty good to me.
they look good to me.
Let's make a motion to approve the meetings of the June, what date was that?
8th, I think.
Was that June 8th?
10th.
June 10th.
Says
meeting.
at the top.
10th.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, very good. And that gets us to our first applicant of the evening. Excuse me again for the pronunciation. I apologize. Balwant here, 74 Tompkins Street. Use variance for the construction of a mixed-use development with a ground floor convenience store business and 3 studio apartments on the upper story, where no more than 2 dwelling units are allowed and no commercial use is permitted in the R2 residential 1 and 2 unit dwelling district. Welcome back.
Good afternoon. My name is Lloyd. I'm here with the owner, Mr. Belwan here. I guess I won't speak in too much tonight, but I just want to touch base on our site planning meeting last Tuesday. The project got passed. There were 3 conditional approval that we had to meet. The first one was the perk test for the dry well. And since we put in the dumpster and the 3 parking spaces on 72 lot, we need to provide an easement for the project. I guess that's all I have on my end. If there's any question or concern from all of you, I'd be happy to take some question and answer now.
Kelly, if I could add.
Yep.
So the planning commission did approve the site plan last week. The use of the property, the land use, however, is obviously is up to the zoning board.
Right.
The planning commission did suggest, however, that maybe 2 units would be more appropriate instead of 3, which would make the project not need a use variance for that part of it, because 2 units are allowed in the R2. The applicant seemed to be okay with that. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Loy. But that's just something to consider, is that if they go from 3 units to 2, they don't need a use variance, and that the planning commission suggested that that may be better for the site.
Thank you for the update. Appreciate that. Did you guys have any questions regarding that update?
I'm fine.
Okay. Very good. Did we have any other I know we discussed this last month. Did you have anything else to add about the application?
No, that's all we have.
Okay. Members of the board, do you guys have any questions for the applicant?
No, it seemed to be pretty cut and dry from the last meeting that we had, except for the 3 going from 3 to 2.
Okay. Yeah, while we've got you here, I think we as a board, I'm speaking kind of out loud for you, but I think we would be happier with 2 rather than 3. That would, fit more closely, and it supports the direction that the planning board was looking at anyway.
Agree.
Yeah, I agree. And it may be better support too for the neighbors, going with two instead
Yeah.
of three.
Okay, then at this point, are we ready to open the? Okay,
I'm sorry,
yes,
you mentioned, two is okay? Two
Yes.
was, okay, I just want to verify.
two, we would have no issue at all. We don't even need to consider two.
Okay,
As long as that's the plan, that goes off of our list of variances to consider.
okay,
Then we would only have the commercial use, right? Of the convenience store.
What they've done over there, I mean, they've really cleaned the area up
Yeah.
and it looks nice over there. It really does.
And that's the only part that's outstanding, correct?
That's correct. They do need COD approval for the demolition of the building. COD has signaled that they're okay with that, but they didn't have a quorum, so they weren't able to vote, but
Okay,
that meeting will be on Thursday at noon, which we will come and, Dylan said that we would, pass the project on Thursday.
okay,
We'll show up at noon on Thursday.
very good. Then at this point, I would like to move to open the public hearing for 74 Tompkins Street. Can I get a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, then anyone present wishing to speak in favor or against the proposed use variance, please come forward and state your name and address for the record. You guys can step aside for a few minutes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Is there anybody else here for the 74 Tompkins Street? Okay. Did we get any letters, phone calls? Nothing? You didn't, nope, nothing online. Okay, then that'll make this one quick. I would like to move to close the public hearing for 74 Tompkins Street. Could I get a second?
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, we can move on to deliberation regarding the commercial use in the R2 residential 1 and 2 dwelling unit district. Did we go through the seeker last time?
I believe it was a table for this meeting.
Okay, okay, good. Thank you. A voice from above. There it is, right in front of me. You want to do that before we get into the criteria?
That's fine.
Okay. Then I would like to make a motion that, or make note that this is an unlisted action. I'd make a motion. This is an unlisted action. Zoning Board of Appeals be the lead for this, for seeker. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
And I now need to go through the criteria, right? I feel like I'm missing something. Okay. Bear with me. It's month to month here. Okay, I'm gonna go through a list of items that have to do with environmental quality impact of this variance. So some of them are blank and we have to decide whether it's a small to no impact or a moderate to large impact to the environment. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? It doesn't match the zoning regulations, so it will have, I'd say, a small impact.
small impact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land? Again, it's a blank for us to consider. I would say marginally. Some,
So,
I would say not moderate to large.
no,
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? I don't think so, and probably not in a negative manner.
no. Agree.
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that caused the establishment of a critical environmental area? No. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? It might increase the traffic marginally, but I'd say no to small impact. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? No. Will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies or public-private wastewater treatment facilities, utilities? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
I would say no.
No.
Okay. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora and fauna? I would say no. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? Marginally, small,
Small.
Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? Don't
No.
really see how, so I'd say no. Having gone through the criteria, I would like to move for a negative declaration for seeker. Could I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Now we go on to the criteria. And again, this is a use variance, right? Okay, so the criteria we have to look at regarding the commercial or the convenience store. Okay, we've already got the site review from the planning commission. Oh, yeah. There's where you wanted me to say unlisted action, isn't it? Okay, so the criteria is a reasonable return. We must determine if the applicant has provided evidence of a reasonable return. That means pre-existing condition and use of it as approved couldn't get reasonable return. Unique, the property has historically been used as a two-family year-round residence. Therefore, the zoning board must determine if the proposed use is unique. Essential character quality of the district. The board must determine if the proposed use will alter the character of the neighborhood and whether or not this hardship was self-created. So starting with reasonable return. Was that addressed in the application? Because we did not discuss it directly with the applicant here. Right.
I would agree. I
Yeah.
think it's fine. I think it's reasonable return.
Can we ask you a few questions about so this question has to do with previous approved use of this property as R1, R2, essentially rental, versus what you're proposing with two studios and the convenience store. Can you talk to us a little bit about the financial aspect of having it been under the previous use versus your proposed use?
So the previous use for that site has been long residential.
Mhm.
The vacant, I'm not quite sure if there were another building next to the house or behind the house. But that lot has been vacant for a while.
Mhm.
When Mr. here bought the site, when he bought the site, he has a plan on perhaps doing a parking lot for his store next to Tompkins. After a year or so, debated back and forth between what to do with his financial situation and what he got involved in with the site and the store next door. He called me up and asked for some opinion, and we sat down and reviewed the project for a couple of months before we decided to propose what we presented now. And we thought that by going this route, it would offer him more opportunity for the site to make it a better project for that corner, and also for the property next door as well.
So it ties into the property next door quite a bit.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're okay. So they kind of get a little synergistic feed from both entities.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions for the applicant regarding?
No, I have no questions for him.
This is always a kind of a fluid kind of response and question and answer. It's hard sometimes to quantify future potential versus what's, you know what it was able to do before, and it does depend on what your plans are. So I think we appreciate your imagination on this project.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We can get back to the criteria. Appreciate that. That the alleged hardship related to the property in question is unique. There are not there are not a whole bunch of neighborhood stores in that area, are there? Convenience stores of that style.
Not in the immediate vicinity, but this property does border a commercial zoning district. And if you go, within a 2-block radius, there are more commercial uses nearby.
But historically, as I recall, growing up in this area, we did have a lot of little mom and pop
Right.
kind of in-home convenience stores going back many years.
Correct. And what's currently being used as a liquor store at 72 Tompkins was previously sort of like a corner store
Yeah.
in the past.
Okay. How do you guys feel about the unique nature of this property and its intended use?
Well, like Tito said originally, I mean, when I was a kid back in the 70s, that was a convenience store. Well, a corner store, mom and pop corner store.
Yeah.
So I don't see any big, change in it besides the liquor store. And like I said, if you go look at the property, he's really done a great job for that side of town to clean it up. Because
Yeah.
it's been years that it was vacant.
I agree.
Okay.
And it seems like that side of town needs something with the grocery store closing.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the third criteria. Determining whether the proposed use will alter the character of the neighborhood.
No.
It may, but I would think more towards the positive
Right. Improve.
from what it,
It's
from
an
what it,
improvement.
yeah. So I'm happy with that kind of a change to character.
Right.
Was this situation self-created?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a huge problem here.
No.
Okay. Anything else we need to address before we? Okay, John, are you ready to give us a motion?
Sure. I'd like to make a motion to approve the use variance for the construction of the mixed-use development with a ground floor convenience store business and only 2 studio apartments on the upper story. Where only 2 are allowed to begin with. And no commercial permitting is used in an R2 residential, which they are so close to being in the commercial district. So for a 1 and 2 unit dwelling district.
Okay. You followed that up there, right?
Yes,
Okay, very good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, did I say second
No,
first?
second. Second.
You're second. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Good luck going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, the second applicant for the evening is Arnold Tika Singh, 39 Lake Ave. Use variance for a congregate living with 3 sleeping rooms where it is not permitted in the R2 residential 1 and 2 unit dwelling district. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
If you could just introduce yourself and tell us your address, then tell us about your project.
Okay. My name is Arnold Tika Singh, reside at 39 Lake Avenue, Binghamton, New York,
Hi.
13905.
Okay. And tell us a little bit more about your request for variance.
The request I'm asking for was that it's a 2-family house side by side. I have 3 occupants that is occupying 39 Lake Avenue. I reside at 37 Lake Avenue. Unfortunately, The criteria is that the three occupants there, they're no menace to society. They're not troublemakers. They live a clean, normal life. None of them have cars or vehicles to be driving in, because one time they was requiring the driveway space and what have you. So the clients there, they does not have no vehicles. And they're just quiet persons. We never had no problem with them, because where the property is, both left and right side, there's no occupancy of housing. There's just two empty lot space.
Okay. Did
Yes,
you,
sir, that's it.
okay, have these residents lived there for a long time?
Yes, sir, because they have a lease.
Uh-huh. Is it a year-to-year lease or long-term or?
Well, no, can you please repeat what you said?
The residents that are there right now, you said they're tenants, they're leasing. Is it a year-to-year lease or is it a long-term lease?
It's, I'm not certain.
Okay, but
If
they've
it's
been
a-
there for quite a while.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions for any?
You say there's nobody living next door to them besides?
No, left and right.
I say, did you say there was nobody living next door?
No, there are two vacant house lots, sir. Both left
Vacant
side and
lots?
right side.
Your vacant lot? Okay. So only two live there. You own the home, why shouldn't you live in it?
Yeah, you said this property is a two-family home, right?
Yes, sir, side by
You
side.
live on one side
Yeah,
and the other two guys live on the other side?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, not two, three, sir.
Three.
Yes.
Three.
So three live at 39.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm assuming it's a three-bedroom on that side?
Yes, sir. Three bedrooms upstairs. The downstairs, they have a kitchen and a living room space.
And I also assume they're not related.
No, sir, they're not related.
Okay.
I just want to add, this applicant was here with us a while ago.
Yep.
It was a different application. They were looking for the interpretation of the zoning officer's explanation for three unrelated individuals living together.
Mhm.
But then the applicant wanted a different land use. So then it was converted to a congregate living approval, which is not allowed in that zoning district. So therefore, they're here for the use variance.
Gotcha. I remember. Remember that?
So it'd be a use variance,
Yes.
and when they move out. So when they move out, does the use variance go away,
Or does it stay with the property?
or does it stay? It stays with the property.
Can we make it conditional that it stays only with the current landlord? Yeah.
And this was brought up by code enforcement, I'm assuming? Yeah, that's what I was curious.
I
I
think
mean,
so.
did code enforcement bring this up to begin with?
I think there was a complaint made by a tenant. I can find that out, but I think that was the case. And then court enforcement, made a visitation and it was brought up, and our zoning officer was also involved. And so the owner of the building, Mr. Tika Singh, was made aware of the situation that he needed to acquire some sort of approval to let unrelated individuals stay at his house.
Yeah, see, the problem I'm having is it's hard to go against the code.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not the code officer, I'm not the zoning officer, and I'm having a hard time with that. I mean,
Well-
if we approve this for one person, we're gonna have to approve it for everybody.
Well, I think the reason for going in this route rather than, well, this was more cut and dried than the interpretation of what makes a family unit.
But then again, we're going against code.
Yeah, and it only becomes a problem above 2, right? 3 or more.
Yeah, so if it's two individuals living together, is sort of can't really prove that, you know, the persons involved are not in a relationship of any kind. Where really the city is concerned with 3 individuals. Any more would be, this is all according to the interpretation aspect,
Right.
not necessarily the congregate living, which is what the applicant has changed their application to.
Right.
If it was the interpretation of the zoning officer, it would be dealing with 3 individuals living together.
Yeah.
4 or more would be totally illegal. They have no sort of a chance to appeal, but 3 individuals have a chance to go to the zoning board and make an appeal, a case for themselves, to be considered related, according to the questionnaire in the application. But since the application was switched to use variance, a congregate living, now you're looking at it from the congregate living.
Right.
And you're trying to see whether or not the applicant meets the requirement for the use variances outlined in the application.
Mhm.
And you're sort of approving or not approving based on those criteria.
The other thing is he does have 3 bedrooms.
That's,
Yep.
Please.
Yep. It goes with the property. Yeah. I mean,
And I must add, sorry, 3 bedrooms are fine. So you can have a unit up to 4 bedrooms maximum, no more than 4 are allowed. So the bedrooms itself are fine, but you're making a decision whether or not congregate living, use variance for congregate living should be allowed in that district where currently it is not allowed.
yeah. And I also, you know, I feel like King Solomon here, if we approve 2, who gets kicked out? I'd hate to see somebody lose their living situation just essentially on this, in this case, on a technicality. And when the housing market is not real good for a lot of people. But it does
I
carry quite
understand,
a,
and
quite a,
This is just a really, for me, it's a tough one.
it is very tough.
And
Yeah,
because,
and as council pointed out, the decision that we make would go with the property.
stays with the property.
Yep. So that, I mean,
that's an issue, but to me, it is still a 3-bedroom. It would be, if we did approve, it would be up to 3 people, right?
it could be, yes,
Right.
but that would be up to us. And I get what John's talking about, you know, with setting precedent. And I do have an issue with setting precedent in a residential area like this that we're talking about. There are a lot of rentals. There's a number of rentals all over the west side.
Yes, sir.
So it's not gonna be, it wouldn't materially change the neighborhood to grant this, but it is a large can of worms.
Yeah. And what does corporate counsel think about that? Are we gonna set a precedence where we're going to have to say, they're gonna say, oh, you approved this for this man, and you're not approving it for us? Yeah. That's where I'm having the hard time with it.
Yeah, and I know that we went this route because it was not looking like we were gonna be able to grant your variance otherwise, or the definition of family unit was not gonna go. It didn't look good in the direction we were headed. Okay, Do you have any other questions for the applicant?
No.
Okay. We have nothing else for you right now, but I think we would like to open up the public hearing, see if anybody's here to weigh in on this and go from there. Thanks for coming. All right, I would like to make a motion to open the public hearing for 39 Lake Ave. Could I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, anyone present wishing to speak in favor or against the proposed use variance, please step forward. I'm assuming all three of you guys are there for the next case. Okay. So then I would also like,
Can we table this?
yeah, but I'm not sure where it's gonna go. I mean, table it to get,
When we get the rest of.
the problem is we're gonna have to be unanimous on this
Yeah,
to have anything that stands up because, right? I mean, 2-1 wouldn't really cut it.
no. That's why I was
No.
wondering if we can table this until the other two.
Yeah,
members are-
currently, if you do 2-1, it would fail. You would have to have a majority.
Right.
So if the board feels, it'd be wise to have the other two members present and to have,
But as I recall the discussion, we got to this. I think both of the ladies were in favor of looking at it in this form, but I don't have a good feel for how they felt about the concept of essentially setting precedent for this, for the west side.
Right. And that's why I'd like to see if we can table it and see if we can get the rest of the.
And I hate to leave you hanging, but I don't want to misinform you either. And essentially all that does is kick it down the can, kick the can down the road, and your tenants still hold the same lease. They have an existing lease with you until we get this decided. So I think that's probably where we're gonna have to go to get a more lively discussion with all.
And that way too, I mean, then it wouldn't be maybe a 2-1 vote and that wouldn't pass then.
Yeah,
And
I think having a majority vote, especially if we're in the area of setting a precedent, I think we'd all feel more comfortable that way. So I apologize. We're probably not going to have we're not going to have a decision for you tonight. And we're going to push it to the next month to talk about it.
yes. If that's okay.
So we're going to stop it at this point. I guess I move to close the public hearing. Did I yet?
you can leave the meeting open, so that way we do not have to redo the public noticing
Okay.
for next month, unless there is new evidence made present to us, to the planning department, then we would have to renotice, but.
We'll find out at that point. But for the time being, you're in the same boat you've been in for a little while. Then a motion to table 39 Lake Ave until our next meeting. Could I get a
And I'll
second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that'll, do you know what the date will be? And we got a calendar out,
That would be the August 12th.
August 12th.
Yep.
And you'll probably get some communication from the planning department. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your patience.
Yes, thank you.
And our last hearing for the evening, Jennifer Farthing, 92 Clifton Boulevard, area variance to construct an 18 by 40-foot residential shed where no dimension greater than 16 is permitted and 200 square feet is the maximum area for an accessory shed in the R1 residential single unit west dwelling district. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Jennifer Farthing, and this is my husband, Michael
Right up.
Hahn.
You have to move that a little closer to you. Is the green light on?
Okay,
I think
Yep.
I got the name. Disclosure here, we're neighbors. I don't know you well, but I live just down the street from you
Oh,
on
Clifton.
Clifton.
Oh, okay.
what number?
Good Lord.
Oh,
105.
okay, so you saw our signs.
I saw the signs and actually I think Shalin had sent out the notices before the signs were up. So And more disclosure, Ernie's also a neighbor in the other direction, 90 degrees off from that.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Up the hill.
So,
I don't believe that's going to affect our discussion here,
Probably not.
okay.
but you know, I just wanted to let you know in case I'm the one with the big Bernese Mountain Dog.
Oh, yes, yes.
The
So
big one.
The Bernese Mountain Dog.
Oh, right. We have the two little black dogs.
I think I've seen them and heard them.
Yeah, yeah,
My dog usually makes other dogs bark.
right.
Makes
And-
makes
and
Ernie's
no one
dogs bark.
actually lives on Kenilworth where we're on the corner. There's no houses there.
So I'm an artist.
Uh-huh.
I've designed this building for my storage. Need a place to keep my inventory that's safe and tidy and clean. I have a workshop on Glenwood Ave, which is about 800 square feet. And I can't really have finished work in the same space as my paintings, which are in progress because it can get kind of messy. So this building is going to only be used for storage of my inventory. And my inventory is sort of my retirement at this point. And I need a safe place to protect it. I also need a place where I can show it to people. It needs to be accessible for me. It needs to be clean and tidy. If someone wants to come from the city or elsewhere to see the work that I still have on hand. And I'm going to have a lot more work on hand by the end of the year when I finish the work that's in my studio right now on Glenwood Ave. It's on the north side. So this building is tucked in the corner of our property. It's surrounded by mature plantings. It's set back on the corner, but it's well enough away from the property lines that form that corner. And there are two fence lines on either side that make that corner. And it's really only visible to one neighbor. And that neighbor is here right now. Oh,
Neighbor.
and you guys are neighbors, so you know what I'm talking about. The building won't be visible really from the street. It's going to be black. It's set back far enough from Kenilworth Road that it's really not visible. And once it's up, there will be plantings that will be placed around it to shield it even more from the street. And we're not asking for any access to Kenilworth Road. There won't be any access to any municipal services like water. This is really just a rudimentary building that will have space for some of the works that I have on hand are quite large, like up to 30 feet wide. And so
How many feet wide?
up to 30 feet wide. So that's why I need this, that's why I need this lateral span of 40 feet. The foundation also, what's it called? The monolithic slab that's poured right now was poured on a asphalt pad that was pre-existing. It was a basketball court. We bought the house 4 years ago. And that asphalt pad was starting to collapse because asphalt's not really structurally sound. And I don't know how long that pad was there, but it was starting to pose a hazard in our backyard. So we poured a
Close
slab.
to 60 years.
Yeah, right. So we poured a slab over that existing pad. And that slab is there now. And I have my plans, which were approved by Code and Building already. An Amish crew is going to put up their framers. They'll put up the building in one day.
So it won't be loud and disruptive. It's all.
Yeah, it's all ready to go.
So they'll bring it in from the Kenilworth side.
Yep.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they may carry it from the driveway. They may pull trucks onto they may pull trucks onto the property, but
Yeah, our driveway is on Kenilworth.
Yep.
yeah.
And there's nobody else between Clifton and Blackstone that open onto Kenilworth except us. And the house opposite us is empty on Clifton. on
That
the
house
other
has been
corner.
vacant since
Yeah.
we moved in. There's a woman, I think, that went into assisted living, and so that house is empty.
Yeah. I think Bonnie knows the family that owns it,
Right.
but yeah. Very little activity there. So how did we get here? Did Shalin, did somebody was there a neighbor complaint or something?
No, I mean, usually, sometimes what happens is, applicants will go to the building department to acquire a building permit for these things, and if it exceeds certain size, for one, they would need to acquire the building permit, but also they would send the applicants over to planning and zoning to make sure that the applicant is in compliant with the zoning code. Considering this particular case, they are well above what's allowed for a residential shed, which is 200 square feet, and they're requesting 720. The dimensions are also greater than 16 feet one side. So that automatically triggers a need for a variance. We also have to look at the setback requirements to see if they meet those requirements, which for this particular case, I think they do, according to what they provided on the site plan. So really the only variances we will be needing are the square footage and also the dimensions for the shed.
And
So that's usually what the process is.
okay. Is that what it felt like to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, it's difficult. Sometimes it's a code enforcement official will find something and so it was in the process of applying for things that you found this out?
Yes.
Okay,
And also sometimes there are some complaints, like in the 59 Blackstone Ave, we had a residential shed last month.
Yeah.
That was complaint driven. So we do get a mix of complaint driven as well as sort of like a not complaint, but like a
process.
notification from the building and code department.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you very much. Any questions for the applicant?
No, he pretty much answered everything I was gonna ask him.
Yeah, I was wondering why 40 feet? That's when I saw you putting it, I thought you guys were putting in a pool.
No.
I wish this past week it was a pool.
I mean, there was a rumor that there was a pool, that there was a divorce and it was a vindictive move to fill in the pool by one of the
That'd be
spouses,
lovely.
but that's just not true. Like, that's what the rumor was about the asphalt pad, but that's not true.
But the size of your works makes it, that kind of makes sense, the dimensions you're talking about.
Mhm.
Did you have any questions, Ernie?
It meets code for height. How high is it?
Looks like 11 feet.
It's
11.
it's not a pitched roof. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not a peaked roof. It's a pitched roof and the
Yeah.
highest side is
I saw
11.
that,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 11 on the one side.
Yeah.
I don't have any windows on I don't have any windows on the long side. So it's not going to be throwing illumination into anybody's yard or anything like that. And I have a double glass door on the one short end and I have a single glass door on the other. And that's going to be like source, daytime illumination, but also safety. So I have two exits in case anything goes wrong, which I won't.
Are you gonna have power to it?
Probably solar, just like two panels.
Yeah.
On the roof. And I'll just have a dedicated solar source that I can use for illumination when I need it.
Yeah.
Which won't be that often.
Okay.
And no water, no municipal sewer, nothing like that. No NICEAG, nothing municipal at all.
Won't you need to keep it heated?
I found out from Cindy's husband that I have an electric heater that I can hang from the ceiling that can heat 800 square feet. And I have 725, so that'll be adequate. And I'll run that off the solar array.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah.
You've given it a lot of thought.
I mean, I have to keep it somewhat reasonably warm
Yeah.
as a temperature control thing for the stability of the work. And it'll be insulated. Once it goes up, I have a crew that's going to insulate it and put the sheetrock up and tape it. It's too much for me to do now. But I'm gonna paint everything when it's done. So it's kind of ready to go and I'm just waiting for approval.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I
Anything
had.
else, Jim?
Yeah.
No,
Okay, that's all the questions we have for you. Let me just make sure I do this properly.
Do you have the site plan?
Yep.
Okay, because I have one here too.
Nope.
And do you have the
yeah, I
plans?
saw the site.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And do you have the plans?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good enough. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Neighbors. All right, hang out for just a minute. I want to make sure that the neighbor you brought with us is not going to, throw a monkey wrench in this. At this point, I would like to make a motion to open the public hearing for 92 Clifton Boulevard. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That being said, anyone present wishing to speak in favor or against the proposed variance, please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Cindy D'Antrono Fitch and my address is 90 Clifton Boulevard.
Hi,
Binghamton.
nice to see you.
Yeah, I definitely see you with your dog. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I
a
have two
fence-
Boston Terriers.
Oh. I have a fenced in yard, so mine just run in the back.
Oh, okay. Okay,
And we make them bark every morning because we do one loop.
yes. So I just wanted to say, we do know Mike and Jen, of course, they're our next door neighbors. And something my husband and I have really admired about them since they moved in. We moved in January. I think it's 5 years ago, so we've been there 5.5. And then they came in early summer. And one thing that we really appreciate is what they have done to the property, upkeeping it, the plantings to, really improve the look of the house, which I think really adds a lot to our neighborhood. Back in the fall, Mike did approach my husband and I, and he told us about his plans, and we said, oh, we would have no problem ourselves because they just keep everything so impeccable. And they're just, I think, really great neighbors. And I think they're all about improvement. And we were kind of excited that he was, gonna have like his storage of his art and, be able to like kind of bring it to our neighborhood. We also really appreciate that, he's an artist from New York City and he lives right next door to us. And really just really good people, really great neighbors. And I think if anything, they're just trying to improve our neighborhood.
Okay,
So,
thank you very much.
yeah, absolutely.
Shalin, was there anybody online, anything else that is out there?
No, we didn't get anything in the email or mail.
Okay, very good. And then I would like to make a motion to close the public hearing for 92 Clifton Boulevard. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for sharing that, you guys. You
Yeah, we go.
You're getting much.
Yeah, that's my turn this turn.
Okay. I believe I need to note that this is a seeker type 2, which does not require any seeker action. Okay, that gets us to the criteria. Whether granting this variance is an undesirable change, is there a reasonable alternative? Is it a substantial request? Is it an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions of the neighborhood? Is it self-created? So undesirable change by granting this. I've walked there a number of times, and as you can tell from my comments before, I didn't know what was going in there and assumed it was something else completely. So it's not highly visible from the road.
Right.
So,
I drive by daily. I thought it was probably a shed.
yeah,
That was my guess.
so I don't think undesirable. How about you, John?
I don't think it is. I mean, if it's hidden like they say, and it's gonna be on the concrete slab and.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think it's,
Especially even painted black and
Yeah.
put some plants in.
it'd be no different than putting a garage in,
No.
only the
exactly.
garage is taller.
Right.
Yeah. I was wondering about that, if it was a garage when I didn't see anything going up for a while. Is there a reasonable alternative? I was all set to ask for some accommodations on this, based on how large it was, until you tell me how big your pieces are you want to put in there. So, I mean,
It's got, building's gotta be big enough to hold it.
you got to get it in there and be able to maneuver around it.
Right.
I want to watch him carry those pieces in by himself.
Yeah, I'd like to see you trying to cart those in yourself. Yeah. So, because I was thinking, well, if you go smaller, you make part of the slab a deck, that's not going to help here
Yeah.
for what they're
No.
looking at.
Yeah.
Is it a substantial request? Yeah, it's about 3 to 4 times what's permitted.
Yeah.
However, we have granted larger than permitted in the past. This may be up there with close to the largest we have considered approving,
Maybe.
close.
We did approve one for a motorhome
Oh, yeah, we did.
on the south side, over up Barrett.
Yep.
So. I mean. Is it substantial? Since it's not so visible, it's not gonna seem that substantial.
Right.
I looked at it from both directions, from
Yeah.
on Clifton and from Kenilworth, and it. I mean, unless you're gonna make it orange or something like that, I don't think it's gonna be,
No,
it's not gonna look that substantial.
no.
Does it cause an adverse impact on physical or environmental conditions to grant this much of a variance? Environmental conditions? No, I don't think so. Especially when you talk about putting landscaping around it,
Right.
because that's gonna suck up some of the runoff from the roof. I don't know, you guys probably don't have any runoff problems down below you, neighbors? There's a lot of runoff in our neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
it looks like there's gonna have to be a little bit of trimming of one. Two, I missed the one. I didn't go in the backyard. Yeah. Okay. So you good with the impact on physical or environmental conditions?
Yes,
Okay. And whether it's self-created?
of course.
Yeah. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here
All right.
to a large extent. I never realized there was a basketball court there until I saw this picture with the net still standing there.
Oh. Yeah, the kids used to play there, the owners before you.
There used to be one in Harvey and Vicky's backyard between our backyards.
Oh,
That's still there,
yeah, just, yeah.
but it's way overgrown. John, you ready to make a motion for it?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to approve an area variance to construct an 18 by 40-foot residential shed where no dimensions greater than 16 feet is permitted in 200 square feet, the maximum area. For an accessory shed in an R1 residential single unit dwelling district.
Could I get a second?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye, that's 3, 4 and 0 against. That is approved. Good luck going forward. We look forward to seeing it go up. Thank you. Do we have any other business that you're aware of?
I'm at 40.
All right, then I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second,
Second,
all in favor?
aye.
Kelly Donovan. All right, thanks. Nice to meet you. Officially.
No.